Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Canadian SME Small Business Podcast. I'm Maheen, and today we are exploring the journey of women entrepreneurs in Canada and the crucial role of social capital in their success. Did you know that women owned businesses account for 38% of all small businesses in Canada? Join us as we delve into how this community and connections fuel entrepreneurial growth, and we'll highlight women entrepreneurs' essential role in shaping a diverse and inclusive business landscape. Our guest today is Erin Sisko, who is a former finance and corporate professional turned serial entrepreneur. And as the CEO of the Elleiance network, Erin empowers women to build critical social capital for business growth. And with her experience as a certified business coach, commercial real estate agent, and business investor, Erin inspires women entrepreneurs to harness their potential and make a difference. Welcome to the show, Erin. How are you?
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm doing very well. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. And we're very thrilled to have you on the show today, Erin. I mean, it's an honor to be able to share your insights and your experiences. Now, let's start with the incredible rise of women entrepreneurs in Canada. It's so inspiring to see how many women are stepping into leadership roles and creating successful businesses. What do you think are the main factors that are contributing to the rise of women entrepreneurs in Canada?
Yeah, I think that some of the key factors are definitely flexibility of schedule, autonomy of what they're able to create and build, leading to choice, like following a dream and doing what they want to do without any restrictions or kind of waiting their turn. They get to create a reality that they want to see, which is amazing. And lastly, I think it's opportunity. Sometimes it takes, the stats are a little grim still about the percentage of women who are in C-suite roles and climbing that elusive corporate ladder can be daunting and still a bit more of a challenging thing for women to accomplish. So, when we look at all of those factors, when you go into building your own venture, you don't have any of that to worry about, and you can climb as fast and go as far as you want to go. So, yeah, I think those are some of the main reasons why women are exploring entrepreneurship as a career path for them.
No, that's such an insightful perspective, Erin. It's inspiring to see how the landscape is changing. But how do you see these initiatives evolving in the next few years?
I think that it's actually just going to keep moving in this direction. Entrepreneurship is definitely not an easy path to choose, but again, with the choice that it gives women and with all of the hats that so many women are forced to wear in their lives, especially in the middle of their lives when we're often raising children and caregivers to aging parents and taking care of households and taking care of extended family members, um, and have big ambitions as a professional. Balancing all of that is quite a feat sometimes. And when you look at entrepreneurship as one way to kind of accomplish all of the things that a woman might want to accomplish in her life, it really does give her the ability to live on her terms and explore all of those roles that are probably important to her in a way that feels good for her, depending on the phase and season of her life. So, yeah, I only see entrepreneurship becoming a more popular choice and maybe more partnerships or collaborations. That's what I would love to see because doing it all by yourself is, another feat that we'll probably explore later on. But, doing it with somebody or with a small group of people where you bring your own zone of genius to the table, I think I see that being a really successful option for a lot of women going forward. And I'm excited to kind of witness how those shifts create different types of businesses in the years to come.
No, thank you for those insights, Erin. It's clear that the landscape is transforming, and with the right support, it will continue to thrive. And listeners, remember that building a strong network is vital for your entrepreneurial journey, and every connection can open doors to new opportunities. Erin, up next, let's dive into the importance of social capital for entrepreneurs, because social capital is often discussed but not always fully understood. And we'd love to explore, what social capital means and why it's so crucial for entrepreneurs. So Erin, on that note, what is your social capital and why do you think it is key to business success for founders?
Yeah, the Elleiance Network has a slightly different definition for social capital. So we've broken down each word individually to kind of bring it together as a whole. So the social piece of it is enjoying the companionship of others who add value to your life. So I think we understand what that means. And capital, which is largely we think of financial capital. So that's the money used to build, grow, and run a business. So when you blend together social, the people that you need around you to help support and open doors for you as you go down this journey, and the capital component, which is the money required to run a business, whether that's revenue being earned or capital being injected from other sources. Those two blended together are the real reason why the Elleiance Network exists, because I truly believe that those two components, when harnessed properly, are kind of the magical duo to help you achieve the success that you're looking for in your business. From the perspective of entrepreneurship, making better connections that support your journey and accessing better capital should not be done in isolation of one another. So, building key and expansive and high value connections is one super important role of building a business. And so is accessing the right type of capital at the right time. But when you're only focusing on one and unsure how to navigate the other, you will inevitably run into some roadblocks along the way that might make your journey a little bit trickier. So I think that having access to both of them at the same time or in parallel when you need them based off of your stage and phase of business, when they're working in tandem, that's when success can really fly for you. And you will see, doors open that you didn't really believe were possible.
And that's a great explanation, Erin. I mean, social capital really is about leveraging relationships, and women entrepreneurs can effectively build their social capital in today's business environment by really actively engaging in networking opportunities and fostering meaningful connections, as you mentioned. And listeners, don't underestimate the power of mentorship, because seeking out individuals who inspire you as their guidance can lead you to success. Now, Erin, let's discuss how your initiative, the Elleiance Network, supports these entrepreneurs, because this network is making waves in the business community, and we'd love to, learn a bit more about it. So please tell us about the mission behind this initiative and its impact on women entrepreneurs.
Sure. Yeah. So the Elleiance Network was actually started as an extension of my corporate job. So I worked for 10 years for the Business Development Bank of Canada. And in 2019, I was appointed the ambassador for women entrepreneurs for Eastern and Northern Ontario. So that really got me having more intentional and meaningful conversations with women and asking them things like, what do you feel is your biggest challenge in growing a business? And what I was hearing over and over again was making the right connections. So it was through that feedback that I wanted to do something to help. And the first Alliance group was launched in October of 2019. And it really functions very similarly to a business mastermind group. So it is agenda guided and professionally facilitated, small group tables approximately 10 or 12 women in each alliance group, which, allow us to have really deep conversations around business where everyone's voice is heard. Everyone gets a chance to speak and ask questions and brainstorm and have a sounding board and learn from one another, really. So that is the purpose, like the big purpose of the Alliance Network is a format where women can come together with other expanders and have big conversations around what it means to, accomplish big goals. And when you're trying to create a legacy bigger than yourself, what does that look like? And making big money and how to use that to make a greater impact in the world, and just really expansive conversations that keep us working towards goals and visions that are much bigger than ourselves and are sometimes heavy to carry alone. But when you see other women kind of working along a similar mission beside you, it does make things easier to kind of continue on your own journey, knowing that you're not alone in that.
It's fantastic to hear how the Alliance Network really fosters connections among women, and the feedback from members has been overwhelmingly positive, highlighting their valuable experiences and growth. Now let's move on to our next topic, which is the Capital L Business Impact Award, and this is such an exciting initiative. Erin, can you tell us more about the award and its significance for women entrepreneurs in Canada?
Yes, I love talking about this award, so thank you for asking. So this is the first year of the award, and it really goes back to what I touched on a little earlier in the interview, which is blending the social capital together and adding in a capital component to, high value connections. So this is the first step in, a much bigger vision that I hold around supporting women with financial capital. The Capital L Business Impact Award is a $20,000 business prize package that will go to one Canadian woman entrepreneur who's creating impact through her venture. So this award is comprised of a $5,000 cash component, 12 months of strategic business coaching, 3 months of social media support and content creation, 3 months of transformational mindset coaching, 3 months of accounting and CFO, bookkeeping support, all things numbers, and $1,000 towards promotional products for your business. So it does have the financial, like the actual cash component, but then so many other valuable services that every growing business needs to invest in at some point along their journey. So we've also factored in all the supports that are required to really scale and grow and accomplish big goals. It's the whole purpose of it is to financially start supporting women who are growing ventures and enterprises that are creating the impact that this world needs right now, in a meaningful way that is accessible and kind of reduces a lot of the barriers that women often face when they go to market trying to access capital. So yeah, there's big goals and dreams of myself around this being the first year it's being offered, and it's been really well received so far. So I hope to expand it and do a lot more in this space going forward.
It sounds like a fantastic opportunity. I mean, the criteria you look for when selecting award recipients must play a significant role in recognizing the right candidates. Now, what do you hope this award will achieve in the long term for women entrepreneurs?
I hope that this award will, I guess, help women see that they are worthy of accessing big amounts of capital for their business. Since I have such a long background in the financing aspect of business, I know that I rarely worked with women. And one reason for that is that I feel like a lot of women are a little bit intimidated by the traditional banking structures that are in place right now, and just they don't even allow themselves to make the phone call and ask if they're eligible and put the application in. They just count themselves out before they even really give themselves a shot. So my goal here is, through these bigger conversations and making it easy and having, a lot of women stand beside me and say, I'm worthy of doing this. I deserve to win an award like this. I deserve to have meaningful capital injected into my business so that I can achieve my goals. The more and more that this narrative is shared with so many women across the country, my hope is that more women will see this as a possibility for themselves, and that fulfilling their big goals by accessing capital through, all of the ways. This is an award. There's tons of pitch competitions. Banks are creating more accessible programs for women to access capital. There is a lot of private debt and equity funders out there that are specifically looking to fund women. So I do see the funding landscape shifting, and it just really excites me to think that the Elleiance network and some of the programs that are launched through it can be a part of that solution, and a place where women can access the capital that they need to build businesses that are really, really successful and impactful, and providing the impact that Canadians want to see, and women are at the forefront of that. So that's the main objective with the award. And it's small to start, but it's just a baby step, and it also shows women that we all start somewhere. So you start with the award, and then the award 10x's and leads to a fund, and that's how real meaningful change happens. So raise your hand and take the first baby step, and you'll be on that path and that journey, and we'll achieve big things together. So yeah, that's the message that I hope women hear through this, and I hope that they see themselves in this award.
Thank you so much for shedding light on this incredible initiative, Erin. I mean, awards like these can truly make a difference. And listeners, think about how can you contribute to building a supportive community for fellow entrepreneurs, because together we can really elevate each other. Now, Erin, let's delve into the broader implications of such recognition for women-led businesses. As we look into the future, it's exciting to consider the trends that will shape the landscape for women entrepreneurs in the coming years. But what are the biggest challenges that women entrepreneurs face today, and how can they overcome them?
So women naturally wear a lot of hats, both personally and professionally. And sometimes the expectations of what women should be doing and how they should be achieving goals can become very overwhelming. I mentioned a couple minutes ago, as mothers and caretakers and helpers and nurturers, and also ambitious, brilliant, educated professionals, each woman is navigating and charting her own path to success. And, I think I want women to know that they have everything inside of them already to navigate that path, but they don't have to do it alone. And that would be my best suggestion on how to overcome the challenges of, sometimes the weight on our shoulders of the mounting expectations that we are forced to overcome, both personally and professionally, is just to get in rooms and sit at tables with other women who are overcoming these challenges right beside you, and where you feel seen, heard, and understood, and you can bounce ideas off of one another and support each other along the way. Yeah, when you get in rooms with other women who are building, who are creatives and game changers and leaders, and you can learn to trust and let others in, the most beautiful doors start to open for you, and you can see how it's possible for you to achieve everything that you want to achieve.
No, those challenges are significant, but your insights are empowering, Erin. And I'd love to hear your advice for someone that is just starting their entrepreneurial journey. How can seasoned entrepreneurs support those who are new to the field?
I think there's lots of ways, but the one that comes up for me right now is through generosity. So
Mhm.
I don't know that there is any one right way. You mentioned mentors, which are interesting because sometimes it feels hard to find a mentor for yourself or ask someone to mentor you. But I think when you are a more experienced professional or entrepreneur, um, what I would hope that you do to give back is just when someone reaches out, when you have an opportunity to be generous with what you've learned and the connections that you have and doors that you're able to open, that you are generous with that and you share with everyone who is kind of in your sphere that you can help. Um, and you're not scarce with your knowledge, that you're abundant in knowing that when you share, the ripple effect will go far beyond what you can even imagine, and you can change lives with that. So it's not it's not even any sort of strategy. It's just be generous with what you know all the time, share it freely and willingly with everyone that crosses your path that you feel you can help in that moment. And I just think that if everybody was open to doing that, then we would see a lot more beautiful things happen.
Thank you, Erin, for sharing your expertise and wisdom. It's essential for the community to really rally around new entrepreneurs and support their growth. Let's wrap up with some final thoughts. Before we conclude and let you go, is there anything else that you'd like to share with our listeners today?
I don't think so. I guess just if you are a Canadian woman entrepreneur and you are looking for a community that really talks about social capital and wants to see you achieve all of your goals through high value connections and accessing the right type of capital at the right time, then we would love to meet you inside the Elleiance network. And I'm open to connecting with anyone through all the platforms. And yeah, my passion is supporting women entrepreneurs build their businesses. So I look forward to meeting whoever wants to chat about business.
Thank you so much, Erin, for joining us today and sharing your valuable insights. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on the podcast. Thank you.
Thank you.
And listeners, thank you for tuning in to the Canadian SME Small Business Podcast. Today, we had the pleasure of speaking with Erin Sisko, who shared her journey as a serial entrepreneur and the importance of social capital for women in business. We'd also like to extend our thanks to our partners, RBC, UPS, Constant Contact, IAG, and Google for their invaluable support in promoting small businesses across Canada. To our listeners, please don't forget to subscribe to the magazine by visiting our website, CanadianSME.ca, and for more insightful content. And until next time, see you in the next episode.